Hello, my most amazing artists. If you were with us last week, then you know we read the book The Colors of Us by illustrator and author Karen Katz. We were inspired by that book to create our very own skin color. We mixed the color of us, each one very unique and no two alike. We used red, white, brown, black, and yellow to mix maybe some lighter or darker colors. You could add white to make it lighter and brown to make your skin a darker shade. So we mixed all those colors together on a piece of paper. I sure hope that you wrote your name on the back of that paper so that it's easy to find today. Now that piece of paper hopefully had most of it covered. If not, we're going to work with what we have today. So let's go ahead and get started to see what we're going to do with that piece of paper. All right, artists, let's see. So when you get your paper back today, it should have your name on it. If not, get a piece of paper and write your name on it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do today is I am going to take one of my tracers from my table, and I'm going to trace around the head, the ears, the neck, and the body, making sure that all of my tracer is on top of the painted paper. If there's an area I didn't get paint on, like the edges, I'm going to make sure that I hold it just right so that most of it has paint on it. I want to make sure that my face is all colored in with my skin color. Then I'm going to use a white oil pastel to start making the shape of my eyes. My eyes are an ellipse. An ellipse is kind of like a circle, but pointed at both ends. So it's more like a football shape. That's actually the shape of our eyes, an ellipse. I'm using white oil pastel to make those arches. I've met them on the bottom and then filled them in to make the white of my eye because everybody's eyes start with white. Then I'm going to think about what color is inside my eye for the iris. That's the part of your eye that has color. So my eyes are blue, so I'm going to use a blue oil pastel to color in the iris. The iris of your eye is a circle. That circle should just fill the middle of your white eyeball. Then I'm using a black oil pastel to outline my eyes and also include the pupil. The pupil is the middle of your eye. That's the little black dot inside. After I outline my eyes very carefully, I'm going to make my nose. My nose is just a little bump right in the middle of my face. There's a few different ways that you can make it, but this is how I did it. It's just like an arch. Now I'm going to make another arch on top of my eye for my eyebrow. Now eyebrows show emotion, so if you want to practice these with pencil first, you could, because if you slant them just the right way, you're either going to look happy, sad, or mad. Then I'm going to make a big toothy grin to show my teeth while I'm smiling. I'm using white oil pastel to make that mark. Then I'm going to go back and maybe add some eyelashes because I forgot those. Alright, so after I do my smile, I'm going to go around with a red or maybe a pink for my lips. Everybody's got them, so they should be around your teeth. Then I go back with a black to make a checkerboard for my teeth. Then I'm going to have a chance to look in the mirror and think about what teeth I have missing. Well, of course, Miss Q doesn't have any teeth missing because she's an adult, but you might want to include your teeth that are missing in your self-portrait. I'm going to go ahead and anything that I accidentally make a mistake on today, I'm going to turn it into a happy accident. Oil pastel cannot be erased and it smears very easily. It's like paint, but looks like a crayon. But it works exactly like paint, which means it's as messy as paint. If you need to use an art wipe in your bin in between colors to wipe off your hands, please go ahead and do that. If I have time today, after I draw my eyebrows, eyes, nose, mouth, chin, then I might think about drawing my hair with oil pastel, being careful not to cover up my ears and just draw that hair where it goes. We might not get to that point today, so let me just walk you through the steps of drawing your face, artists. Next week, when we have more time, we'll talk about shirts and what colors or patterns you could use to color in your shirt. But for today, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what it would look like if I were to go ahead and cut it out very carefully and then color in my shirt. I'm doing this a little out of order today because I want you to see what it will look like when you're close to finish. But today we probably will only have time to draw your eyebrows, eyes, nose, and mouth. Let me go ahead and get started with that. You can go to your tables and get out your painted piece of paper and then look back up on the screen for directions of how to draw each step. When you get to your tables, please make sure that you have out your piece of painted paper. The next thing you're going to need is a tracer. When you take that tracer for the self-portrait, you're going to hold it on your painted paper so that all areas of it are on the painted part of your paper. So when I'm doing that tracing, I'm using a pencil, not a Sharpie and not an oil pastel, and I'm holding it down with my opposite hand as I trace around it carefully with my other hand with the pencil in it. I'm taking my time to make sure that I get all areas of my head, my ears, my neck, my shoulders. I am not moving it as I go. The next thing you're going to need is an oil pastel, but I'm going to give you a second to trace. When you're done tracing, you can put your pencils in the air to show me that you're ready to move on. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a white oil pastel and make 2 arches. These arches should be right around your ears. So they should be in line. If you were to take an imaginary line above those ears that you traced, your eyes would fall right on that line. So that's where I'm going to make my 2 arches, kind of like a rainbow. I then go around to the other side of it and connect it with an upside down rainbow, kind of like the letter U. I color in all of that shape with white. That was creating an ellipse, sort of like a football. All right, artists, go ahead and make your ellipses on your self-portrait and put your drawing utensil in the air when you're ready to move on. Next thing that you'll need is the color of your eyes. You might want to look in the mirror to find this color. I am looking for the color blue because my eyes are blue. I'm going to go ahead and make a dot in the middle of my eye. That circle should take up most of that center of the white, but not the whole thing, just a circle in each eye. This should be the color of your real eyes. So that might be green, blue, brown, but no crazy colors like purple or red, please. Then I'm going to take a black oil pastel and make a dot in the middle. That middle dot is called the pupil. After I do that, I'm going to carefully outline my eyes with a black oil pastel. This is just going to make them a little bit more outstanding. I could add eyelashes at this point if I wanted to. Be sure to work very carefully with that oil pastel because it smears and can get messy. Be careful where you're putting your hand. Go ahead and make your eyes and then put your drawing tool in the air when you're ready. The next thing I'm going to make is my nose. That nose is just like a rainbow. It's an arch. Or you can make your nose an upside down arch or a U. It's up to you how you make your nose. After that, I'm going to make more rainbows or arches above my eyes to make eyebrows. I'm going to have one over one eye, maybe thicker if my eyebrows are thicker. You could look in the mirror for this. Maybe thinner if they're thin. And for these, I always suggest using the color of your hair. If your hair is yellow or brown, you might want to use those colors to make your eyebrows. If your hair is black, you might want to use black to make your eyebrows. It's up to whatever color your hair is usually the same color as your eyebrows. They're usually black, brown, or yellowish light gold. I'm going to go ahead and make a big old toothy smile. To do that, I'm using white again, and I'm just going to make it's like a sideways letter D for my mouth. So go ahead and draw your big grin and color it in with white. After I do that, I'm going to look for the color of my lips. My lips might be a little bit more red than yours. You might want to use a more skin color or maybe a peachy color or a pink to make your lips. Your lips are just a thin outline around your teeth. Then I use a black oil pastel to draw some lines in for my teeth. Then I'm going to look in the mirror and see if I have any missing teeth. I can color those boxes in to show which teeth I'm missing because I know that that's a super exciting thing for you when you lose a tooth. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a black oil pastel again, and I'm going to draw my chin line very carefully just to show where the difference is between my chin and my neck. After I do that, I might be out of time for today. That is our goal for today. If we do get to it, you might want to think about your hair and look in the mirror to see how you could draw your hair. Your hair doesn't just sit on top of your head, it's actually attached to it at something called your hairline. So to draw my hairline, I am going to look in the mirror and see where my hair comes down. If you have hair that goes around your forehead, you might draw some of that hair hanging on your forehead for bangs or things like that. Everybody's hair comes around their ears, even if your hair is short. So make sure that you show that hair come down around your ears, and if it's long like mine, you might want to show that behind your head. And it could go over your shoulders if you want. It's up to how your hair is in real life. Please also make sure you're using the color that your hair is in real life. Using those oil pastels very carefully, knowing that they might smear. Then I'm going to go ahead and make a line for my shirt to show where that starts, and then I can color it in any color I want. The shirt color is up to you. Alright, artists, have fun starting your self-portraits today.